Welcome to video 3 of the Instructional Design video series for the Faculty of Business, Information Technology, and Part-Time Studies. This video will define a classification system for types of course development, as well as provide an overview of the course development framework that has been set up within a Microsoft Teams site to support course developers as well as other stakeholders within the Faculty of Business, Information Technology, and Part-Time Studies. By the end of this training, you'll be able to, number 1, label curriculum development according to a defined classification system, and number 2, examine the course development framework that has been set up within a Microsoft Teams site to support course developers within the Faculty of Business, Information Technology, and Part-Time Studies. The content of this video will be broken down into the following parts. Part 1, classification system for curriculum development, and Part 2, course development framework, which has been organized within a Microsoft Teams site. Part 1, classification system for curriculum development. Before taking you on a tour of the course development framework within Microsoft Teams, it is important to categorize the different types of curriculum development within the Faculty of Business, Information Technology, and Part-Time Studies. The curriculum development predominantly falls into one of two main buckets, Type A or Type B. The Type A bucket for curriculum development is either A1, new build, or A2, revamp of existing content. A1 and A2 are considered major in that they both require the course developer to build out the content using a fresh FOL course shell as a starting point. Type A2, revamp of existing content, includes the migration of content from an existing FOL site that is not currently using or leveraging the Quality Matters or QM blueprint into a new shell that has been set up with the QM blueprint. Video 5 of this video training series will provide an overview of the QM blueprint as well as the associated HTML templates. For the most part, Type A1 and A2 can be treated the same way as far as the supports provided by the instructional designer, in that the course developer will need to look closely at the program vocational learning outcomes, the essential employability skills or degree level standards, if it is a degree course, the course learning outcomes, as well as the lesson learning objectives, to ensure that all the learning materials, assessments, and lesson activities that they decide to use are in proper alignment. Video 4 of this video training series will dive deeper into each of these levels of learning outcomes and how a course developer can work together with the designated instructional designer to ensure this proper alignment. Type B curriculum development is less time intensive in that the course developer is only responsible for making minor additions or revisions to the existing content. Type B1 may include the addition of a case study, an extra assessment piece, or could be supplementing a course with material from an open educational resource. For Type B1 curriculum development, the course developer still needs to consider the overall alignment of the program vocational learning outcomes, essential employability skills, course learning outcomes, and lesson learning objectives. But this relationship or alignment plays a less significant role during minor revisions. Also, for most revisions, the changes are made to the content within the existing course site, not within a new FOL shell, which expedites the whole process. As you can see, the classification system for curriculum development outlined on this slide combines the type, either Type A or Type B, along with the delivery format to help direct course developers to the appropriate supports based on their individual needs. It is important to note that the classification system shown on this slide is subject to change. Part 2. Course Development Framework in Microsoft Teams. How to access the Course Development Framework. All part-time and full-time faculty working within the Faculty of Business, Information Technology, and Part-Time Studies will be invited to visit the Microsoft Teams site called FOBITPTS Course Development Framework. To access this site, simply click on the link that has been provided within the description of this video. As an alternative to go into the Microsoft Teams site, you can sign in using your Outlook 365 account, which you can log into using your Fanshawe C credentials. You can go to the 9-panel grid at the top left-hand corner of the screen, or you can actually click into Teams here. And then you'll be prompted for your user credentials, which I will enter here now. Once you enter Teams, you'll be able to locate the course development framework right here. Once you locate the shared team site, you can click either on the image or underneath the image. Once you click to go inside the Course Development Framework team site, you'll be greeted by a short welcome message linking out to this video, or video 3 of the Instructional Design video series, as well as video 4 of the Instructional Design video series called Project Folder. It is highly recommended that you watch both of these videos to better understand the supports that have been set up for you as the course developer, and how the support set up within the Course Development Framework team site can assist you through the design phase as well as the development phase of your course development. After you read the welcome message, you can then go to the top of the page and click on Files. This will open up 3 subfolders within the shared team site. The first one is the Course Development Framework, the second one is the Project folder, and the third one is Other Resources. The rest of this video will detail how the dedicated resources contained within the Course Development Framework subfolder can be used to support Type A1, Type A2, and Type B1 curriculum development. Let's click into the subfolder called Course Development Framework. Within this subfolder, you'll be able to access 5 key files or documents. The first file that you should click on is the 05 Course Development Framework Kickoff Meeting, which is a PowerPoint slide deck that provides an overview of how all the other key documents residing within the Course Development Framework subfolder may be leveraged to support the course developer as well as other key stakeholders. Once the PowerPoint opens, you can then advance through the slide deck, and I'd like to first direct your attention to slide number 3. On slide number 3, you can see the course development team, or all the stakeholders that are involved with course design and development within your school. Please note that the stakeholders will change depending on the school and the personnel who have been assigned for each role within your school. It is important to note that the assigned faculty fill both the role of the course developer as well as the subject matter expert. The next slide breaks down the specific roles and responsibilities for each stakeholder. Notice how the tasks of the course developer as well as the instructional designer are clearly defined. Within the description of the instructional designer, you'll notice that there are links provided out to the key supporting documents that are located within the subfolder. The next key document or file for course developers is the 01 Course Development Plan, or CDP. The CDP is a condensed version of the Course Development Framework supported by the Center for Academic Excellence. As referenced in video 2 of the Instructional Design video series, the codebook provided by the Center for Academic Excellence is a great reference or resource throughout the design process. The CDP is set up to be a collaborative shared doc, which allows the course developer and the instructional designer to work together to fill out parts 1, 2, 3, and 4, which helps guide the course developer through the design phase of the course development. Part 1 and Part 2 of this document will be the responsibility of the assigned instructional designer, who will fill out this information to ensure that this data is retrievable for all stakeholders who have access to the shared Microsoft Teams site. The majority of this information can be referenced or copied from the course outline, including the program vocational goals, the essential employability skills, or degree level standard benchmarks if it's a degree course, as well as the course learning outcomes, which would be Part 2. Part 3 and Part 4 of the CDP document is dedicated as a high-level organizer or workspace for the assigned course developer to help this individual make informed decisions as to what content, learning material, and assessment that should be included within the course that align with the desired outcomes outlined in Part 1 and Part 2. To be more specific, in Part 3, the course developer can brainstorm proposed content and organize their ideas into key topics, subtopics, or themes, and note any connections between them. Part 4 of the course development plan has been set up to promote collaboration between the course developer and the assigned instructional designer. It provides an overview or breakdown of the modules contained within the course, a column for entering CLOs, or the course level outcomes, which align with each of the modules. These outcomes will be pre-mapped and can be grabbed or inserted from Part 2 of the course development plan. The next column over, or column 3, is dedicated to lesson level objectives. These are the ones that need to be created by the course developer. The other designated columns are for entering the proposed learning content, activities, summative assessments, that align with the targeted CLOs and LLOs. When faculty members are assigned minor revisions, or those that fall under the B1 classification type, it is important that Part 1 and Part 2 of the CDP are filled out or completed. This way, other stakeholders are still able to collaborate with them within the Microsoft Teams site. However, Part 3 and Part 4 can be filled out according to the specific needs of the course development. For example, if the faculty is integrating an open educational resource for only Modules 4 and 5, then only these cells would need to be populated within Part 3 and within Part 4. The next key document is the project timesheet, which establishes a workflow for A1, A2, and B1 curriculum development. Within this collaborative document, the instructional designer, the course developer, as well as the project lead can enter soft deadlines, as well as track key deliverables and benchmarks to ensure that each project is moving sequentially through first a design phase and then second through a development phase, while ensuring the quality of the overall project. To understand how the timesheet can be leveraged by these different stakeholders, let's look at an exemplar. On this form, you can see John Smith, who has been assigned as the course developer for the revamp of an online course named MGMT 3052, Understanding Workplace Behaviors, which has been classified as an A2 online course development. You can see where the link has been inserted, which directs stakeholders to the existing or old FOL site, as well as the link out to the new FOL show that has been created by the assigned EST. Next, moving into the design phase of the project, you can see where John, as the course developer, has entered a soft target for his deliverables within the project folder. The setup of the project folder will be covered within Video 4 of the Instructional Design video series. In the next column, you can see how the instructional designer was able to enter this collaborative sheet to check whether or not John has met this deadline for the deliverables. The next column over has another soft target or deadline for the completion of the course development plan, or CDP. Again, either checked complete or incomplete by the assigned instructional designer. The last column within the design phase provides an opportunity for the project lead to review the CDP. Once the design phase has been completed and everything has been approved, the course developer can then start building out the content within Fanshawe Online, or in other words, start the development phase. This could involve the building out of a prototype module with the support of the assigned instructional designer, as well as the assigned EST, or Educational Support Technologist. Again, the course developer can enter a soft target or deadline to complete the entire build within FOL. In the next column over, the instructional designer will be able to mark whether or not the course developer met his or her goal. The last two columns provide an opportunity for the instructional designer to use the course quality assurance checklist, which is basically a boiled down version of the Quality Matters rubric. An overview of the Quality Matters was provided in Video 2 of the Instructional Design video series. The CQA, or Course Quality Assurance Checklist, will allow the instructional designer to work with the course developer to address any criteria that are not met during the review. And then finally, to finish the course development framework, the project lead would have the opportunity to go in to review the course build and review the CQA checklist. In summary, Video 3 of the Instructional Design video series started by providing a simple classification system for curriculum development within the Faculty of Business, Information Technology, and Part-Time Studies. New build and revamp of existing content fall under Type A, whereas revision of existing content falls under Type B. This classification or tagging system will allow the instructional designer to streamline the dedicated supports for each type of delivery. In the second part of the video, you are taken on a tour through the course development framework that has been set up within a Microsoft Teams site that is available to all part-time and full-time faculty who are working within the Faculty of Business, Information Technology, and Part-Time Studies. Within the shared Teams site, you are introduced to the 5 key files or documents that have been designed to support course developers through both a design phase as well as the development phase. The next video, or Video 4 of the Instructional Design video series, will take you on a short tour through the project folder, which is an individual Microsoft Teams site that will be set up for each course developer who has been assigned course development within the Faculty of Business, Information Technology, and Part-Time Studies. Thank you for watching.